So let's see what we have today, judging by my clothes. I'm still on this topic right here because I'm filming non-chat whenever I get the little bit of time that I need, right? So, uh, sorry for reviving the monster, but actually, for me, it's just like an ongoing discussion. And I hope you guys will participate because, like I'm saying every freaking time, this is not about blaming people or belittling their achievements or looking down upon them or whatever. This is just to get like a friendly and educational conversation, and I'm really interested in knowing what you guys think about this subject. Right. So today, moving forward with the PD topic, I wanted to again touch upon the cheating or not, subject, or at this point it should be a series. Not with your. It's not about cheating on your spouse, like I always say. It's about cheating in the realm of athletics and sports. So this time around is not entirely about the competition itself. It's more like about the it's about outside of the competition when it comes to your daily routine, and when it comes to all those people out there who are training, especially if you're like an icon or whatever, hero to them, or you're like a huge presence, whether it's on social media or anywhere else. Why? Because people look up to you and they follow you. Some of them just follow you out of passion, and they have their own critical and analytical thinking and stuff like that. But some of them are just very, naive, unfortunately, or they just might be starstruck whenever they're looking at you in a video or in a picture promoting stuff, or that's actually what I want to discuss about today. So, brushing over yet again just a little bit on the PD usage and saying that you're natural, with the whole immoral and practical aspects that I covered many times in these videos. This time around, I want to just take a sneak peek at the idea that people are being deceived when it comes to their expectations. I know everyone is discussing about this. Just hear me out because I'll go into another thing very quickly. So, why is it still something that's a topic for discussion? It is because people genuinely think that they could achieve your results with enough hard work, dedication, motivation, sleeping, eating right, training right, proper intake of broccoli and vegetables, and rice and oatmeal and stuff like that. Which, if you're looking at it from from up in the airplane, it's actually a good thing because hey, you're boosting their morale, and you're encouraging them to believe in themselves, and it's just like watching a movie with Superman or Batman, and everyone and their mothers want to or fathers want to be that superhero. So what's wrong in playing make believe and stuff like that? Because you're giving people hope, and you're setting the bar high. They can shoot higher, so it's all for the good of it. Well, you could argue like that, but that's the problem. You're setting the bar high, and it's setting it too high. And the thing about people's motivation and internal, super complex combustion engine, emotional combustion engine, is that Usually it begins shooting for the stars, but within a given time window, when people don't see results, even if their target is super achievable, we all know this. You're trying to lose some pounds or whatever, which is totally achievable, but just because you're not getting it in 3 weeks with 30 minutes a day, you're getting demotivated. Not to even begin discussing about dreaming about becoming a world champion in the super heavyweight division when you're like a buck and 50, buck 60 pounds, thinking that with enough training you would one day be able to compete with those guys. How do you think that the human psyche will react to seeing nothing ever coming close to fruition? When shooting for those goals. Well, you can say, well, it's their fault for not sticking to the plan and not being consistent and giving up and whatever. My dude, come on. It's unrealistic of you to say something like that because, like I said, people usually get demotivated even earlier on than they should be, which, okay, we can argue is their problem. But think about the guys who don't have that problem and they have a totally normal and relatable and understandable problem, which is they've been training their asses off for years and years and years, putting in all the hard, all the blood, sweat, and tears into everything they do, and they do things properly. Because some of you voices out there might say, well, yeah, it doesn't matter how hard you're doing it if you're doing it wrong and whatever. Guess what? A lot of people, believe it or not, are doing it right. I don't care what you might want to argue. In this case, a lot of people are doing it right. Not all of them, but there's quite a few of them who are doing it right. So think about those people. How do you think they feel when you are saying these things can totally be achieved naturally, and then it doesn't happen, and then the age-old classic excuse? Well, at the end of the day, we all know that you can put in all the work and stuff like that I'm putting in. At the end of the day, may the best man win. I'm genetically superior to you, so sucks being you. It's not the case. Again, go back to all my other videos and see where all this discussion of what genetics really means, how people are masking PED usage for genetics, or sometimes they just look at the bright side of their genetics, which is their hyper responders to substances without while omitting the fact that they're having crappy genetics because of their endogenous levels at that particular time and place, and a whole bunch of things that I've already discussed, and I don't want to spend too much time discussing them yet again. But just think about those things. At least don't say anything, or if you don't want to admit and stuff like that, just be smart and politely avoid those questions and just never address them if you feel like it. But don't jump immediately saying, fuck no, I'm natural, of course I'm natural. Like I said in all of my videos, obviously you're natural because everything is natural. Protein is natural, amino acids natural, BCAA is natural, creatine natural, SARMs natural, peptides natural, insulin, growth hormone, steroids, testosterone, everything is natural. It's secreted internally, or you can find it in some of these things. You'll find them in foods. So why shouldn't they be natural? So don't be so quick and jumping on the I'm natural unless you truly not giving a shit or really having fun deceiving people, in which case it's a completely different topic at that point. But yeah, just in case you're trying to get out of, you know, of a nasty cornered situation with people pressuring you with surprise questions like these, just be smart and politely avoid and give some vague, ambiguous answer. Don't just tell people that you're natural to get away, because although you're lying, it's actually a lot simpler to just throw it out and then just deal with the moral consequences and blah blah blah. Eventually, you'll get over it, and that's it. Because people's lives and livelihoods are at stake. Because a lot of them are actually striving to achieve what you are achieving, and they might be endangering their income, their their support that they give towards their family, their mental health, and insecurities and stuff like that. So it's not a fair game to play, right? So now into the second part of the discussion, endorsing and promoting supplements and products and stuff like that. So let's start with products that are not supplements. I totally get the financial incentive, but at least when you're promoting things, if you're not using them and if you know fair and square that you do not attribute your successes due to those things, it could be like the equipment and stuff like that, a whole bunch of things, a whole plethora of things. Do not say that hey, I'm whatever world champion or this great guy on social media, whatever, and I'm using this to achieve XYZ. Again, be smart and find a way to not say crap like that, but also not lie, but also serve the company that you're trying to sponsor, that is sponsoring you, and you're trying to have this mutual, this win-win situation going on with them. Say things like, hey, I'm this whatever great guy or champion or whatever, and I've now partnered up with these guys, where I just came across their products, where I had a chance to play around with this product, and it's amazing. I think it's amazing, and it's it's so great what these innovations do in our sport. In the past, I was struggling with this, but I can fully see how this thing can take things to the next level. Just don't fucking say that it took things to the next level and that's why you became world champion or whatever. If it's not the case. So again, be smart and phrase it the right way. At least be like an honest, shady dealer, whatever. Be honest about your dishonesty, or just be at the neutral point where you're not honest, you're not dishonest, you're just saying the absolute truth. For those of us who have ears to hear and to correctly understand the message with the words that you've carefully chosen, well, it's great. For those of us who are not doing this, what can you do? Well, you could do something, but at least you can argue to some extent that it's their fault for misunderstanding your message, which is again a completely debatable thing, but at least try your best to not be on the downside, but at least to be at the ground level, with your statements. Going into the whole supplement thing, a very similar thing, but here it's even trickier because let's say you're advertising for a product. We're talking here about arm wrestling. I don't care if it's a strap, if it's a handle, if it's whatever fucking contraption that you have. If it's for bodybuilding, again, weird machines, weird sets of weight, stuff like that. It can be apparel, it can be, all sorts of clothing or gear, not that type of gear. It can be, certain design of a football or basketball if you're in that kind of sport, or gloves or whatever. Let's say you're doing this, you're advertising just equipment. I'm naive enough to think that you became a world champion because of that. I buy it. I see that. It's not at all the secret ingredient towards me becoming a champion. So it's just some junk that I eventually will stop using, and I'll probably sell it, or it will end up collecting dust somewhere on a shelf or whatever. I can't say no harm done, but not too much of a harm done, except for wasting my time and money and having false hopes that are being crushed. No harm done, right? But here's the thing with supplements. Supplements have some additional things that are, let's say, not found in the previous example, such as, health problems, such as a lot of weird stuff happening in your body. So, people might be getting a lot of weird stuff like that, side effects or health problems, or they might be getting none of that, but because they now think that they're on this secret sauce that their favorite, natty whatever champion is using, they now feel like they all of a sudden have this boost of confidence, and next thing you know, they go out there in the gym, and they are on their favorite heroes. They're on their heroes line of products. So what could go wrong? This thing was advertised as taking your whatever crap to the next level. Guess what they'll probably do? They'll probably add one more plate, or even more, or whatever. They'll try something wacky in general that they never tried before, or they were afraid to because their rational side of the brain told them, don't do that, you fucktard. But now that rational side of the brain is under complete anesthesia due to being, infused with delusions of grandeur. And now they injure themselves. It might be a small injury that just skips them a few training sessions, or it might be a permanent injury. Even there, with the permanent injury, with a severe injury, the severe injury is what I wanted to say, might be recoverable to some extent, but either way, it will never probably be back like it was, or it will, but even so, you might get something that will stick to you for the rest of your life. So yes, of course, you can also argue that it's their own fault. You're not responsible for someone taking your scoops of protein thinking that they can walk through a wall. Yeah, you're not responsible for what people do, but you might be responsible for triggering the set of ideas and nurturing their insecurities and finally bringing them to light. You might be at least partially responsible for that. Sure, you might agree to disagree even with those things to that extent. I'm just saying it. And actually, that's the whole purpose of my videos. Like I always say, this is not about blaming anyone. This is not about pointing fingers, finger pointing, stuff like that, naming names, calling out people. I'm actually trying to get your opinion. I'm trying to get your comments. I'm trying to hopefully someday get an invitation to some small or who knows, even big podcast on my channel, on your channel, on someone's channel. I just want to engage in conversations, civilized, friendly conversations on these topics, because there's some these things are something that I will always like to discuss about. I don't want to ever choose sides and be like super bitter and start going on crazy rants and verbally attacking and being aggressive and stuff like that, and developing like this deep hatred that a lot of people have, because I'm always trying to keep these things on a thought level. Sure, I have my biases, my opinions. They're probably super obvious from the way in which I present these things, but by doing so, I'm not letting them build up to the levels of developing hatred and stuff like that. I'm just expressing my opinion, and I'm engaging you guys in the conversation. I always want to know what other people think, because all of these things that I'm discussing, and it's like tens of videos at this point already, with like a super new channel that I just created. In the future there might be hundreds, who knows, thousands of videos gathering on such topics, but they've been already boiling up in here for the past 1 or 2 decades as lonely monologues, and now I'm just finally trying to express them and share them with you guys, because even as the years went by, my opinion kind of started varying just a little bit, sometimes upwards, sometimes downwards. So now I have obviously a much better understanding and view and perception on these things than I had, say, when I was 16 or 18 or 22 or whatever. And things will obviously also change in the future. How much, I have no idea. Probably they will, probably they won't, but I want to know where you guys stand and what your opinions are. So please let me know, whether you liked it, disliked it, whatever. If you like it, please just like it once. If you dislike it, please dislike it twice, because I really want to fully understand the magnitude of the dislike. So yeah, subscribe, share, hate troll, do all of that crap. Sorry for the monotone type of thing that I'm having, and the overall vibe in the videos lately. I'm just super tired and stuff like this, but yeah, by default I'm wacky and fucked up, so I hope you get to see a bit more of a fun content in the upcoming videos. Can't promise though, with work just killing me literally lately, but yeah, I'll truly do my best in doing so. Till next time. I probably scared you there for a little, as intended. Yeah, I'll try to stop the nonsense right here, right now, and hopefully I'll manage to close the video right this time. Let's see.